Shifting to Wednesday, the biggest game, I think, was Chelsea hosting AC Milan. Chelsea with the 3-0 win. Fofana, Aubameyang, and Reece James with the goals. Milan have all sorts of injuries right now, including the starting right back Calabria, who's going to be out the remainder of this calendar year, which meant an opportunity from the start for Sergiño Dest. He, like the rest of the AC Milan back line, had a rough day, but at least he got to play, which is more than we can say for his U.S. national team teammate, Christian Pulisic, who did not start, did not come on. Chelsea made 5 subs. None of them was him. So much for the fact that assist over the weekend against Crystal Palace was going to be this new dawn and Graham Potter's arrival. What do you think?
No, I mean, well, the Dest part of it, yeah, it's glass half full or glass half empty. I think, I want Sergiño Dest to be playing and playing consistently right now, and at least he's on the field and he's starting, even in what was a pretty bad performance from Milan. It wasn't, like you said, it wasn't all him. But that's better than still what Christian Pulisic is. It's not enduring because he's going to be fine. But the reality is, I think, is setting in on maybe has already on Potter and this team right now, that Christian Pulisic is a specific type of player. And if you are not structured to play with that type of player, then he is not of no use, but of much lesser use.
I was texting with our good friends Ian Joy and Keith Costigan about this today.
Yep. Smart men. Yep.
Pulisic made his senior debut in early 2016. It was our first season covering the Bundesliga. It occurred under Thomas Tuchel. And so in terms of managers in his career, it's been Thomas Tuchel, Peter Bosz, Stoger, Lucien Favre, then Lampard, then Tuchel, who I'm counting again. It's like Grover Cleveland. He counts twice because it was at a different club, different stage of Pulisic's career, so he could have come around on him the second time around, but didn't.
Right.
And now Graham Potter. It's early days under Graham Potter, but let's say he doesn't get on the field much. It's now a lot of managers he's had, none of which I would argue fully trusted him, fully bought in, and felt like he should be this week in, week out starter who you build an attack around. I mean, that's kind of an interesting pattern there.
It is. And, look, you go through a career, if you have any type of longevity, you are going to play under multiple coaches. And some of them you'll get along with and some of you won't. Some of them you will be their cup of tea and some of them you won't. But when it starts to be a pattern on very different types of coaches, that's where you worry. We always know that Christian Pulisic is a unique type of player and a unique type of individual. But if Christian Pulisic is constantly going to be waiting around for that perfect situation, then it's never going to come because the perfect situation never exists. And at some point, you're going to have to adjust or at least meet somebody halfway rather than constantly waiting for somebody else from a coaching perspective to adjust to you.
And to be clear, he's had stretches under some of those managers I named where he played regularly, most notably under Lampard during the post-COVID restart. But that's because he played so well that Lampard couldn't take him out of the lineup. When I think of a manager really trusting a player, it's that he gives them the benefit of the doubt, even if his form is just so-so. His natural inclination is to start him. I've never had that feeling with any manager in Pulisic's career where he has to pretty much be playing great and much better than the alternative. If it's close, he usually doesn't get that benefit of the doubt.
Well, as I mentioned in the previous segment when we were talking about the MLS MVP, I value consistency. And I think most managers, if you ask them, would you like somebody that plays really well, world-class level one game, and then takes 3 games off where they're not good and then comes back and you have that up and down? Nobody's going to want that, as opposed to at a lesser level but on a consistent. Managers, they want to be able to count on you. They are counting on you for their future and for their job. And if they can't count on you because every third game you play well, that's a problem. You're going to find that you are not going to play a lot despite your immense talent.
You like that clip? Well, my State of the Union podcast drops every week. Subscribe now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. You like that clip? Well, my State of the Union podcast drops twice a week right here on my very own YouTube page. The only way to stay up to date is to hit that subscribe button down below. Size the day, and see you soon.